The Otherworld. It is the raw, bleeding subconscious of a tortured soul made manifest as a physical place. So you think you get it. Oh, it's a nightmare world, you say, sipping your lukewarm latte, feeling clever. Shut up. Just stop talking. You don't get it. This isn't a dream you wake up from. This isn't Freddy Krueger pulling you into a boiler room for some quippy, knife-fingered shenanigans. This is a metaphysical cancer. The other world is reality getting a stage 4 diagnosis. It's the universe's version of a psychotic break. It doesn't replace our world. It festers underneath it. A parasitic dimension bleeding through the cracks when the right, or spectacularly wrong, person is nearby. Imagine reality as a thin sheet of paper. The other world is the screaming, rust and blood-soaked void on the other side, and a traumatized psychic is holding a lit match to the page. It's not a place. It's the absence of a stable place. A psychic wound that refuses to clot. Metal grates for floors over an infinite abyss. Walls made of twitching flesh. Industrial fans that do nothing but churn the smell of old pennies and decay. Why? Because that's what's in the head of the person dreaming it into existence. It's a personalized hell, custom built from your deepest fears and most shameful desires. It's the ultimate therapy session. Only the therapist is a malevolent, extra-dimensional force, and the couch is a gurney covered in viscera. The architecture is pure Freudian horror, all impossible angles and pulsating corridors that feel suspiciously organic. It's not just scary, it's humiliating. It knows what you did. It knows what you're afraid to admit you want to do, and it's going to build a cathedral out of it. It's a place where symbolism has a body count, and every rusty chain, every faceless nurse, every single screeching, shuddering thing is a paragraph in someone's suicide note made real. Alessa Gillespie. She is the girl whose unimaginable suffering became the blueprint for Silent Silency Nightmare. I honestly don't know whether to pity her or run screaming from the very concept of her. She is the patient zero of this psychic plague, the wellspring of all this madness. Before her, Silent Hill was just a sleepy, vaguely cursed town. After her, it became a pilgrimage site for the damned. Born with his immense psychic powers she couldn't control, she was branded a witch by her own mother, a religious fanatic who belonged in a straitjacket, not a church. This lunatic, Dahlia, orchestrated a ritual to immolate her own daughter to birth a god. Think about that. Not just abuse, not just neglect. A full-blown fire and brimstone immolation. Alessa survived. Survived is a gentle word for it. She was kept alive in a secret hospital basement, a charred, agonized husk of a child, trapped in a coma where her only reality was unending, searing pain. For years. And in that darkness, her psychic power, amplified by a god fetus gestating in her soul and supercharged by pure, refined agony, exploded. Her nightmares, her hatred, her terror, they couldn't be contained by her skull anymore. They began to paint the town. The other world is her world. Her hospital basement became the blueprint for every rust-caked, blood-smeared hellscape. The monsters are her fears given form, the nurses who cared for her, the doctors who tormented her, the very concept of adulthood and sexuality that terrified her. She is a vengeful ghost who never even had the luxury of dying. Her consciousness was split, her soul fractured, all to keep the suffering going to feed the parasitic deity inside her. She is a walking, breathing atrocity exhibition, a testament to the fact that the worst monsters aren't the ones with claws and teeth, but the ones who wear a human face and preach salvation while holding a lit torch. The fog world. This is the purgatorial state, the eerie, quiet waiting room between reality and the full-blown horror of the other world. Don't let the quiet fool you. The fog is worse than the blood. The fog world is the town holding its breath right before a scream. It's this oppressive, heavy silence where the entire world is wrapped in a thick, gray shroud, and you can't see more than 10 feet in any direction. It's not just weather. It's a sensory deprivation chamber, the size of a town. Everything is muted. Colors are washed out. Sounds are swallowed. Your own footsteps are unnervingly loud. A dead giveaway to whatever is shuffling around just beyond your sightline. This is psychological warfare at its most elegant. The Otherworld is a chaotic, screaming tantrum of horror. The fog world is a sustained, high-pitched note of pure anxiety. It's the feeling you get when you're home alone and hear a floorboard creak upstairs. It's the dread of the unknown. In the Otherworld, you see the monster. You can fight it, or at least you can die trying. In the fog, the monster is a sound, a scrape, a hiss, a distorted radio crack. Your imagination, fed a steady diet of paranoia and isolation, does all the heavy lifting. It conjures up horrors far worse than the game designers ever could, because they're your horrors. The fog isolates you, makes you feel profoundly, existentially alone, while simultaneously screaming that you are not alone. You are being watched. You are being stalked. Every empty street is an ambush site. Every darkened alley is a predator's den. It's the world's most stressful game of Marco Polo, and you are always it. It's a brilliant, insidious trick, turning the absence of information into the most terrifying threat of all. Pyramid Head. He is a self-inflicted executioner, a manifestation of guilt given a butcher's apron and a very, very big knife. Look at this guy. No, seriously, look at him. He's not a monster. He is a monument. He's what happens when a psyche is so thoroughly broken, so poisoned with guilt and self-loathing, that it carves a punisher out of its own flesh and sets it loose. He is James Sunderland's id, given a helmet and a mission statement. His official title is Red Pyramid Thing, which is like calling the Angel of Death Mr. Pointy Scythe Guy. Let's call him what he is, a walking, stalking, sexually violent personification of justice. His movements are deliberate, heavy, inexorable, the slow tread of a truth you can't outrun. And that helmet, that's not for his protection. It's for yours. It's a cage for the divine rage underneath. It's an instrument of sensory deprivation, symbolizing James's own blindness to his sins. He can't see, he can't hear, he just is. He exists to do two things: punish and remind. Every time he appears, he's not just trying to kill James, he's reenacting a crime. He brutalizes other monsters that represent aspects of James's repressed desires and memories of his wife, Mary. It's a grotesque, psychosexual passion play where every actor is a facet of one man's broken mind. He is the part of James that wants to be caught, that needs to be hurt, that craves judgment in its most primal, terrifying form. He isn't evil. He's a necessary function. He's a surgeon operating on a diseased soul with a blade the size of a surfboard. He is the most terrifying thing in Silent Hill because he isn't from the town. He's from you. He is the key you swallowed, the letter you burned, the truth you buried in the backyard, and he has come back to dig it up. The halo of the sun. It is the primary sigil of the town's occult religion, a psychic focusing lens for the otherworld's power. Okay, deep breath. This isn't just some spooky drawing the cultists doodle in their prayer books. This is a piece of metaphysical machinery. It's a circuit diagram for reality warping. The cult, the order, they think this symbol invokes their god. They're half right, which is the most dangerous kind of right you can be. The halo of the sun is a brand, a logo for the apocalypse. But its power isn't divine. It's psychic. It acts as an anchor point, a save spot, a psychic amplifier that focuses the latent supernatural energy of the area. Think of it like a Wi-Fi password for hell. The three circles? The outer two represent charity and resurrection, blah blah blah, standard cult boilerplate. But the inner one, the one with the eye? That's Alessa. That's the source. The entire symbol is a map of her torment and power. It's a stylized representation of the cosmology she created in her agony. So when you see this thing glowing on a wall, It's not just a warning, it's a function. It's the Otherworld's operating system telling you that this is a stable node. You can save your game here because the nightmare has solidified, calcified around this point of psychic resonance. It's a seal, a gateway, and a power converter all in one. It's like finding a diagram of a nuclear bomb scrawled on a cave wall, and then realizing the entire mountain is the bomb, and the drawing is the trigger. It's the kind of symbol that stares back. The more you look at it, the more you feel like it's not just ink or light, it's a keyhole, and something on the other side is looking right back through it. Its single eye promising you a salvation that feels an awful lot like annihilation. The lying figure. It is a humanoid creature trapped in a straitjacket of its own flesh, personifying constraint and repressed agony. What fresh body horror hell is this? This isn't a creature. It's a scream, trapped in a body bag made of skin. It's the physical manifestation of being utterly, hopelessly trapped. Look at its form. It's humanoid, but just barely. Its arms are bound, fused inside a fleshy prison, a permanent, self-inflicted straitjacket. It can't gesture, it can't reach, it can only writhe. It thrashes on the ground like a bug someone sprayed with Raid, all spastic, convulsive energy with no release. Its existence is a perpetual state of seizure, and when it gets its bearings, it stands up and stumbles toward you with this grotesque, lurching gait, like a toddler learning to walk on a floor covered in ball bearings and broken glass. It's a living, breathing panic attack. It's the feeling of being suffocated, of being buried alive inside your own body, unable to articulate your pain except through a gurgling screech and a spray of acidic bile from a hole in its chest. A hole in its chest. It doesn't even have a mouth to scream with. Its torment is so profound, it has to vomit it out of its torso. This thing is what James Sunderland's suffocating frustration and helplessness looks like. It's his silent, bedridden wife, Mary, gasping for air. It's his own inability to act, to save her, to do anything but watch. It is impotence and confinement made flesh. Fighting it isn't satisfying. It's just sad. You're not slaying a monster. You're putting down a piece of someone's soul that has rotted and learned to walk. It is pathology with legs. Valtiel, he is an angelic being, a valet of God, and the sacred engineer who maintains the machinery of the other world. This one is different. This isn't a monster born of a broken human mind. This is something older, something fundamental to the town's occult theology. Valtiel isn't here to attack you. He's the stage crew. While you're running for your life from some twitching abomination made of your own regrets, he's in the background, calmly turning a valve that floods the room with blood or shifts the walls from plaster to rust. He is a divine mechanic, a holy maintenance man for this entire psychic slaughterhouse. He's always watching, head lolling, connected to the very fabric of the nightmare. His presence signifies that the events unfolding are sacred, part of a holy process of death and rebirth as dictated by the Order's insane scripture. When Heather, the protagonist of Silent Hill 3, dies, it's Valtiel who appears, dragging her body away to facilitate her rebirth, to ensure the god fetus within her continues its gestation. He is an agent of the cycle, an usher for a cosmic process that views human suffering as a necessary sacrament. The horror of Valtiel is his utter indifference to your plight. You are not a person to him. You are a component in a ritual. Your terror, your pain, your death, it's all just part of the ceremony he is sanctifying. He is literally a servant of God, which forces you to confront the most terrifying question of all. What kind of God requires a valet who looks like that, overseeing a world that looks like this? He's the proof that this isn't just random chaos. It's an ordained, sanctified, meticulously managed hell. And you are merely the sacrifice on the altar he so dutifully prepares. The nurses. They are a manifestation of medical anxiety and repressed sexuality, the perversion of healing into a grotesque, faceless threat. And here we are, the classics, the headless, high-heeled horrors of the hallway. Why are they always nurses? Because what's more terrifying than the perversion of care? A hospital is where you go when you are at your most vulnerable, broken, and exposed. It's a place of sterile hope. These things are the utter corruption of that hope. They are sickness given a scalpel and a staggeringly inappropriate uniform. Their faces are a blank, swollen mass of flesh, like a canvas that someone got sick on. They can't see you, but they can hear your every panicked breath. They move in this jerky, convulsive way, like a marionette having a stroke, their bodies twitching in time with the radio static that announces your doom. It's a parody of life, a dance of the dead. And the sexuality, my God, the overt, aggressive sexuality. The low-cut tops, the short skirts. This isn't just cheap titillation. This is a weaponized aspect of the protagonist's psyche. For James, it's his guilt and frustration over his wife Mary's long, desexualizing illness. For Travis, it's his repressed memories of his mother in a sanitarium. For Alex, well, let's just say he had a complicated relationship with authority figures in a hospital setting. The nurse is the unholy fusion of fear and desire. It's the terror of sickness, the sterile dread of the operating room, and the messy, complicated anxieties of human lust, all crammed into one shambriel package. They represent the terrifying idea that the very people meant to heal you are just as broken, just as monstrous, as the disease itself. They are a fever dream of vulnerability, and the only cure they offer is a swift, brutal death.